Socialism is very much like slavery. So, it's not all the way like slavery, but at least it has all the bad elements of slavery. What's the elements of slavery that socialism has? It has the loss of control. Socialism means the individual does not make their own decisions. Now, there's a lot of areas of socialism under healthcare, under housing, under food, under many different areas. We can discuss all those, and we'll have a lot of videos out there discussing socialism and how it relates to government and whether it's socialist or not, how much of it is like slavery in life. But total socialism means that you lose your individual control. So slavery means the individual does not make their own decisions. Both of them have that same element. So, what's the difference? Complete socialism means the individual owns nothing. That is what complete socialism is. Now, most people who call themselves socialists will say, oh no, the individual can own some. They won't own their own house, they may own their own table or their own chair or their own bed, stuff like that. Or a little bit of food, whatever. But they're not allowed to own real big things, real things that people want to own. So they are told where to work, and they are told what how to work, how many hours to work, and they don't get to make their own decisions. That's very much like slavery. Complete slavery means the individual owns nothing, but they had their own little hut, their own little house. They had to have a place to sleep. They were provided health care. They were provided food. If they weren't provided food, then they would starve and wouldn't have the energy to work. And that's what they wanted them to do. They treated them like farm animals. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But they treated them like farm animals. Some people treat their farm animals fine and humanely. So some people got treated humanely. But slavery is still horrible. You lost that control. They were told what to do and when to do it. And there was punishments if they did not do it. Slavery is going to be the same way. I mean, socialism is going to be the same way. You don't get to control what you do. Let's keep on going because I'm going to get ahead of myself. Democrat socialism means you get to vote for the decision maker. And if you don't win, your life could be pretty awful. If you do win, your life could still be pretty darn awful. You still won't own things, but you probably will have a little bit more control over what other people do because your person won. So they're going to reward the people who voted for them. And they're going to have ways to know who voted for them. And they're going to get better stuff. Better jobs, better, not the gross jobs, not the hard jobs, not the jobs outside or whatever. So let's talk about that. But the Democrat socialism means you just get to vote for your slave master to a large degree. Democrat socialism does not mean you are not owned. It's just that you are owned by the state. Now, most places with socialism tries to make sure you stay there. Cuba, West Germany, or East Germany, West Germany, I forget which one it was, that was the communist. They force you to stay there. They had walls around it. People have to try to escape true socialism, true communism. And but at least if we have socialism in America or in some socialist places over in Europe or Venezuela and stuff, some people are allowed to escape. They're allowed to immigrate out. And so you can't do that. But that means you have to get away from your family. You have to lose a lot. So leaving has a price. And it's a big price a lot of times. So no socialism system has ever had a system where if you don't work, you still get the benefits. Or you still get as much of the benefits. So nobody can just say, under a socialist system, oh, I feel sick today, I'm not coming into work. On occasion, maybe. But, hey, I'm not going to go to work at all. They don't allow that. They will tell you where to work. Or, I want to go sing and entertain. Well, if people want to hear you, maybe they'll allow you. If you do if you're a good party member, maybe they'll allow you to do that. But on the most part, they're just like, no, you have to do what we tell you to do. If you have to work sewage, garbage, whatever, all the dirty, smelly jobs, all the hard jobs, the amount of hours, you are being told what to do. So no socialist system has ever gave you the ability, the individual, the ability to make their own job, decide what they're going to do. Now, in the free enterprise system, you have to have somebody else agree when you offer somebody services, singing to them or entertaining them or doing whatever you want to do for them. They have to agree to give you money. And that's a two-party decision. Under socialism, that's not a two-party decision. You do what your slave master tells you what to do. What your democratically elected master tells you what to do. So it's so no socialist system has ever allowed somebody to just say, I'm going to lay back, do nothing, and I want all the food, I want the shelter, I want the health care, I want all the stuff, and I'm not going to do anything for anybody else. It just doesn't happen. Now, they don't like to advertise that part of it, but they will force you to work. Or they will give you the worst food, they'll give you the worst housing, they'll give you the worst whatever, and there will be punishments for that. Socialism always has a punishment system, and that can come in many different ways. Many different ways. I'm going to do many videos on socialism in different areas of government. Look out for the other videos. Until the next video.